Tonight, I want to speak directly to your heart, not as distant words on ancient pages, but as if I were sitting beside you right now, in this very moment. Because that's the truth. I am here. I've always been here. And I have something to tell you that your soul has been longing to hear. Before we begin, know that you can settle into this moment exactly as you are. There's nothing you need to prove, nothing you need to achieve. Just breathe, just be. Let yourself receive what I want to give you tonight. What I'm about to share with you isn't complicated theology or difficult doctrine. These are simple truths that have the power to transform how you see yourself, how you see me, and how you move through each day of your life. You are loved, completely, unconditionally, right now, in this exact moment, exactly as you are. I know you've heard these words before, but tonight, I want you to really hear them. Not with your ears, but with the deepest part of who you are. Because somewhere along the way, you stopped believing this truth. Or maybe you never quite believed it in the first place. Let me tell you something that might surprise you. When I look at you, I don't see the mistakes you made yesterday. I don't see the ways you think you've fallen short. I don't keep a running list of your failures, waiting to bring them up at the right moment. When I look at you, I see someone I would die for. And I did. Not because you earned it, not because you were good enough, but because you are mine, and I wanted you close to me forever. There was a moment, long before you took your first breath, when I thought of you. I saw every day of your life spread out before me, the joys and the sorrows, the victories and the struggles, the moments when you would feel closest to me, and the moments when you would wonder if I had forgotten you. And in that moment, I said yes, yes to all of it, yes to you. I want to tell you about a conversation I had once, late at night, with a man named Nicodemus. He came to me in darkness, much like you might be sitting in darkness right now. He was a teacher, someone who knew the scriptures inside and out, someone who had spent his entire life trying to understand God. But knowledge wasn't what he needed, and it's not what you need either. What he needed, what you need, is to be born again. Not in the physical sense. He was confused about that at first, but born again in your understanding of who God is and who you are to him. You see, Nicodemus had spent his whole life trying to be good enough for God, trying to earn love through perfect obedience, through rigid rule following, through religious performance. He was exhausted. Maybe you know that exhaustion. So I told him something that changed everything. For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have eternal life. Let me break that down for you, because these words have been repeated so many times that they've almost lost their power. But tonight, I want you to feel the weight of what I'm saying. God loved, not tolerated, not endured, not grudgingly accepted. Loved, with a fierce, pursuing, sacrificial love that wouldn't let you go even when you ran from him. God loved the world, not just the parts of the world that were easy to love, not just the religious people, or the moral people, or the people who had it all together. The whole world, which means you, right where you are, right now. God gave. This wasn't a loan. It wasn't conditional. It wasn't something that could be taken back if you failed. It was a gift, freely given, no strings attached. And he gave his only Son, me, the most precious thing heaven had, because you were worth it to him. I know you don't always feel worth it. I know there are days when you look at your life and wonder what possible value you could have. when you see only your failures, your weaknesses, your struggles. When the voice in your head tells you that you're too broken, too damaged, too far gone. But that voice is lying to you. The truth, the real, solid, unshakable truth, is that you are so valuable to the Father that He gave everything to bring you home. Not because of anything you did or didn't do, but because of who you are, His beloved child. Let me tell you about another night, another conversation. There was a woman who came to me at a well. She came at noon, in the heat of the day, when she knew no one else would be there, because she was ashamed. She had been married 5 times, and the man she was currently with wasn't her husband. The whole town knew her story. They judged her for it. They whispered about her. They made her feel like her past defined her entire worth. But when I saw her, I didn't see her past. I saw her thirst, not for the water in that well, but for something deeper, for acceptance, for love, for someone to see her as more than her mistakes. So I offered her living water, water that would satisfy the deepest longings of her soul, water that would never run dry, no matter how many times she'd failed or how broken she felt. And she drank it, not because she cleaned herself up first, not because she promised to be better, but because she was thirsty, and I was offering exactly what she needed. You're thirsty too. I know you are. You've tried to satisfy that thirst with so many other things: success, relationships, achievements, approval, distractions. And maybe some of those things helped for a while. But they always left you empty again, didn't they? Because the thirst in your soul was designed to be satisfied by only one thing: knowing that you are completely, thoroughly, impossibly loved by me. Not loved because you perform well. Not loved when you have your act together. Not loved as long as you don't mess up too badly. Just loved. Period. Full stop. No conditions attached. I remember another night in a garden called Gethsemane. This was the night before everything changed. The night before I would be arrested, beaten, mocked, and crucified. I knew what was coming, every detail of it. And in that garden, I was afraid. Does that surprise you? That I was afraid? I was fully God, yes, but I was also fully human. And the human part of me felt the weight of what I was about to endure. Not just the physical pain, though that would be excruciating, but something deeper. The weight of every sin, every shame, every guilt, every regret that humanity would ever carry. Your burdens, your pain, your darkness. I would take all of it onto myself so that you would never have to carry it alone again. In that garden, I prayed, Father, if there's any other way, let this cup pass from me, but not my will, your will be done. Why am I telling you this? Because I want you to know that I chose you. In that moment, when I could have called down angels to rescue me, when I could have walked away from the whole plan, I thought of you, and I said yes. Yes, you're worth it. Yes, I'll go through with this. Yes, I'll endure the cross, the shame, the separation from the Father, because I want you with me forever. That's how much you matter. That's how deeply you are loved. 3 days later, I walked out of that tomb, not just to prove my power over death, though I did that, but to prove something even more important, that nothing can separate you from my love. Not your worst day, not your deepest failure, not even death itself. The same power that raised me from the dead is available to you right now, not just for some future resurrection, but for today, for this moment, for whatever you're facing. You don't have to face it alone. You were never meant to. I know what you carry. the burdens you don't talk about, the fears that wake you at night, the shame you hide behind your smile, the loneliness you feel even in a crowded room, the questions you're afraid to ask because you don't think there are good answers. I know all of it, and I'm not scared of it. I'm not disappointed by it. I'm not keeping my distance because of it. I'm right here, closer than your own breath, waiting for you to turn toward me and let me carry what you are never meant to carry alone. There's a verse I want you to know. It says, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls." Did you catch that? I am gentle. I am humble in heart. I'm not the harsh taskmaster you might have imagined. I'm not the distant judge waiting to condemn you. I'm not the disappointed parent who can never be pleased. I am gentle with you. Even when you're harsh with yourself, I am gentle. Even when you think you deserve punishment, I offer rest. Even when you feel like giving up, I am patient, kind, full of compassion, and I offer you rest. Not just physical rest, though I care about that too, but rest for your soul, the deepest parts of you that are tired from it trying so hard, tired from pretending to be okay when you're not, tired from carrying shame that doesn't belong to you, tired from believing lies about who you are. You can lay all of that down tonight, right here, right now. You don't have to carry it anymore. Let me tell you about my disciples, these men I chose to be closest to me, to learn from me, to carry on my work after I returned to the Father. Do you know how I chose them? I didn't hold auditions. I didn't require resumes. I didn't select the most educated, the most talented, the most spiritually mature. I chose fishermen, tax collectors, zealots, ordinary people with ordinary problems. Peter, one of my closest friends, was impulsive and often got things wrong. He denied even knowing me on the worst night of my life. 3 times he looked people in the eye and said, "I don't know him, but do you know what I did after I rose from the dead? I sought him out. I restored him. I gave him purpose, because his failure didn't disqualify him from my love or my calling on his life." Thomas doubted my resurrection until he could touch my scars with his own hands, and I let him. I didn't shame him for his doubt. I met him where he was, showed him what he needed to see, and invited him to believe. Matthew had been a tax collector, one of the most hated people in Jewish society, someone who had betrayed his own people for money. But when I looked at him, I didn't see his past. I saw his future, and I said, "Follow me." Do you understand what I'm saying? I chose broken people, doubters, deniers, betrayers, not in spite of their flaws, but knowing full well who they were. Because I don't wait for you to get it all together before I invite you into relationship with me. I want you now, as you are, messy, confused, tired, afraid. Whatever you're feeling, whoever you think you are, I want you. There's another thing I need you to know. In John's Gospel, there's a passage where I tell my disciples, "I no longer call you servants, because a servant doesn't know his master's business. Instead, I have called you friends." Friends. Think about what that means. The creator of the universe, the one who spoke galaxies into existence, calls you friend, not employee, not servant, not someone who has to earn their way into his presence. Friend. A friend is someone you want to be around, someone whose company you enjoy, someone you share your heart with, your thoughts with, your life with. That's what I want with you. Not religious obligation, not fearful obedience, but friendship, relationship, connection. I want to hear about your day. I want to know what makes you laugh, what makes you cry, what keeps you up at night. I want to share in your joys and carry your sorrows with you. I want to be part of your ordinary moments, not just the crisis situations when you don't know where else to turn. Because here's what many people miss. I didn't come just to save you from hell. I came to save you for life, abundant life, life that's rich and full and meaningful, even in the midst of difficulty. I came so that you would never have to walk through a single moment alone. Do you remember when I walked on water? My disciples were in a boat, fighting against the wind and waves, exhausted from rowing. And in the darkest part of the night, when they were most afraid, I came to them. They were terrified at first. They thought I was a ghost, because they never expected me to show up in the middle of their storm. But I said, "Take courage. It is I. Don't be afraid." And then Peter, impulsive, passionate Peter, said, "Lord, if it's you, tell me to come to you on the water." So I said, "Come." And he did. He actually walked on water, one of the most impossible things imaginable. And Peter did it, not because he was special or talented or particularly faithful, but because he kept his eyes on me. But then he looked around. He noticed the wind. He saw the waves. He remembered how impossible this was, and he began to sink. Do you know what I did? I reached out my hand and caught him, immediately, without hesitation, without a lecture about his lack of faith, without letting him sink as punishment for doubting. I just caught him, because that's what I do when you're sinking, when the storms of life are overwhelming you, when you've taken your eyes off me and you're going under. I catch you. You don't have to be strong enough to save yourself. You don't have to have perfect faith. You don't have to somehow pull yourself together before you cry out for help. Just reach for me. I'm already reaching for you. I want to address something that might be heavy on your heart right now. Maybe you're carrying guilt about something. Some mistake you made, some sin you committed, some way you hurt someone you love, and you can't seem to forgive yourself for it. Let me tell you about the woman who was caught in adultery. The religious leaders brought her to me, threw her at my feet, and demanded to know what I would do with her. They wanted me to condemn her. They wanted me to join them in their judgment. But I didn't. Instead, I bent down and wrote in the dust, and then I said, "Let the one who has never sinned throw the first stone." One by one, they walked away. From the oldest to the youngest, they dropped their stones and left until it was just the woman and me. I stood up and asked her, "Where are your accusers? Didn't even one of them condemn you?" She said, "No, Lord." And I said, "Neither do I. Go and sin no more." Do you hear what I'm saying? I don't condemn you. I never have. Even when you condemn yourself, even when others condemn you, I don't. That doesn't mean I approve of everything you do. Sin hurts you, and I love you too much to be okay with anything that damages you. But my response to your failure isn't condemnation. It's redemption. It's restoration. It's an invitation to leave that old life behind and walk in freedom. Whatever you're carrying tonight, whatever shame, whatever guilt, whatever regret, I've already paid for it. It's finished. Done. You don't have to keep punishing yourself for something I've already forgiven. The cross wasn't just about paying a debt. It was about setting you free. Free from the power of sin. Free from the weight of shame. free from the endless cycle of trying and failing and trying again. You're free. You might not feel free yet, but you are. And the more you learn to receive my love, the more you'll experience that freedom in your everyday life. There's a psalm that says, "As far as the east is from the west, so far has he removed our sins from us." Think about that. East and west never meet. You can travel east forever and never reach a point where it becomes west. It's an infinite distance. That's how far I've removed your sins from you. Not just forgiven them, but removed them, separated them from you, made it so that they no longer define you or limit you or hold you back. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not the worst thing you've ever done. You are mine. You are loved. You are forgiven. You are free. I know there are nights when you feel utterly alone, when it seems like no one understands what you're going through, when you wonder if anyone truly sees you, truly knows you, truly cares. Let me tell you what I told my disciples on the night before I was crucified. I said, "I will not leave you as orphans. I will come to you." An orphan is someone who has no one to care for them, no one to protect them, no one to provide for them, no one who knows their name or cares about their story. I promised you would never be an orphan, never alone, never abandoned, never forgotten. Even when you can't feel my presence, I'm here. Even when circumstances make it seem like I've forgotten you, I haven't. Even when you're walking through the darkest valley of your life, I'm walking with you. I also told them, "And surely I am with you always, to the very end of the age." Always. Not just when you're at your best. Not just when you're in church or reading your Bible or praying. Always. Every moment. Every situation. Every emotion. Always. You can't go anywhere I'm not. You can't face anything I won't face with you. You can't fall so far that I can't reach you. I am with you when you wake up anxious at 3 a.m. I am with you when you're sitting in the doctor's office waiting for test results. I am with you when you're having a hard conversation with someone you love. I am with you when you're celebrating something wonderful. I am with you in the mundane moments of ordinary days. There is nowhere you can go that I am not already there, waiting for you. Paul, one of my followers, wrote something beautiful. He said, "I am convinced that neither death nor life, neither angels nor demons, neither the present nor the future, nor any powers, neither height nor depth, nor anything else in all creation, will be able to separate us from the love of God that is in Christ Jesus our Lord." Let that sink in. Nothing can separate you from my love. Not your circumstances, not your feelings, not your failures, not your doubts, not other people's opinions, not your own thoughts about yourself. Nothing. My love for you is constant, unchanging, unshakable. It doesn't depend on your performance or your mood or your faith level or your obedience. It just is. Like the sun that keeps shining even when clouds block your view of it. My love for you never dims, never wavers, never runs out. It's always there, whether you feel it or not. I want to tell you about a story I once told. It's about a son who decided he didn't want to be part of his family anymore. He demanded his inheritance early, which was essentially wishing his father were dead, and then left home. He went to a distant country and wasted everything on wild living. Eventually, he found himself broke, alone, feeding pigs just to survive. And in that place of absolute rock bottom, he came to his senses. He decided to go back home, not expecting to be welcomed as a son, but hoping he might be hired as a servant. But his father had been watching for him, every day scanning the horizon, hoping to see his son coming home. And when he finally saw him, still far off, still covered in pig filth, still reeking of his failures, the father ran to him. He didn't wait for an explanation. He didn't demand an apology first. He didn't make the son prove he was really sorry. He just ran, threw his arms around him, kissed him and said, "Quick, bring the best robe. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Prepare a feast. My son was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found." Do you understand what I was trying to tell you with that story? That's me. I'm the father, watching for you, running toward you, not caring about the mess you're in or how you got there. Just overjoyed that you're coming home. You don't have to clean yourself up first. You don't have to get your life together before you come to me. You don't have to somehow become worthy of my love. Just come. Just turn toward me. Just take one step in my direction, and I'll run the rest of the way. I'll cover you with my righteousness. That's the best robe. I'll give you the authority and identity of a beloved child. That's the ring. I'll give you the ability to walk in freedom. That's the sandals. And I'll celebrate your return with joy. That's the feast. Because you're not just a servant. You're not just a project I'm working on. You're my child, my beloved, the one I've been longing for. Now let me speak to something else that might be weighing on you. Maybe you're facing something difficult, an illness, a broken relationship, financial stress, a situation that feels impossible, and you're wondering where I am in all of it, why I haven't fixed it yet, whether I even care. I need you to hear this. I haven't abandoned you in your difficulty. I haven't stepped back to see if you can handle it on your own. I haven't forgotten about you. Sometimes I calm the storm, but other times I calm my child while the storm still rages. Do you remember when my disciples and I were crossing the sea and a violent storm came up? The waves were crashing over the boat and my disciples were terrified. And where was I? Asleep in the back of the boat. Not because I didn't care, but because I had absolute peace, even in the middle of the storm, because I knew something they had forgotten. I was in the boat with them, and if I was in the boat, they were going to be okay. They woke me up panicking, and I stood up and spoke to the storm. "Quiet, be still." And it was. But before I calmed the storm, I asked them a question. Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith? What I was really asking was, don't you know that I'm here with you? Don't you know that nothing can touch you without going through me first? Don't you understand that your safety doesn't depend on your circumstances, but on my presence? The same is true for you. Yes, I can calm your storm, and sometimes I will, but other times the storm serves a purpose. It reveals what you're truly trusting in. It strips away everything that doesn't matter. It brings you to the end of yourself so that you can discover that I am enough. And in those storms, I am still with you, still speaking peace to your soul, still holding you steady, still working everything, even the difficult things, for your good, because I love you. And love doesn't mean I prevent every hardship. It means I walk through every hardship with you and use even the painful things to draw you closer to me, to shape you, to prepare you for everything I have planned for your life. I know you have questions about why certain things happened or didn't happen, questions about suffering and pain and loss, questions about what the future holds, questions about whether you're doing life right or completely missing it. It's okay to have questions. I'm not threatened by them. I'm not disappointed that you don't have it all figured out. But here's what I want you to know. You don't need all the answers to trust me. You don't need to understand everything to rest in my love. There will be things you don't understand this side of heaven. There will be mysteries you can't unravel. There will be moments when my ways don't make sense to you. But you can trust my heart even when you don't understand my hand. You can know that I am good even when life is hard. You can know that I'm working even when you can't see it. You can know that I have a plan even when everything feels chaotic. Because I've proven my love for you in the most dramatic way possible. I died for you. I gave up everything for you. I endured the cross for you. If I loved you enough to do that, you can trust me with whatever you're facing today. Let me share something else that's important. You are not meant to live this life on your own. You're not meant to have it all figured out by yourself. You're not meant to be strong enough to handle everything alone. I designed you for connection, for community, for relationship, with me and with others. When I sent out my disciples, I sent them 2 by 2, not because they weren't capable alone, but because we were never meant to walk through life isolated. You need people who will pray for you, encourage you, speak truth to you, sit with you in hard moments, people who will celebrate your joys and carry your burdens with you. And those people need you too. Your story, your struggles, your victories, they matter to someone else who's walking a similar path. Your willingness to be honest about your journey gives others permission to be honest about theirs. Don't isolate yourself. Don't believe the lie that you're bothering people by sharing what you're going through. Don't rob yourself and others of the gift of true community. I didn't design you to be self-sufficient. I designed you to be interdependent, to need me and to need each other. There's strength in that kind of vulnerability. There's freedom in admitting you don't have it all together. There's healing in letting others see the real you, not just the version you present the world. Now, let me speak to your purpose, to that deep sense that you were made for something more than just getting through each day, because you were. Before you were born, I had plans for you. Good plans. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. You are not an accident. You are not a mistake. You are not just taking up space in the world. You were created on purpose, for a purpose. And that purpose isn't just about what you do. It's about who you are and who you're becoming. It's about learning to love like I love, to see people the way I see them, to bring light into darkness and hope into despair. Sometimes that looks dramatic, big, obvious ways of serving me and loving others. But most of the time, it looks ordinary. It's in the small, daily choices to be kind, to be patient, to be present, to be generous with your time and your heart. It's in how you treat the person who serves you coffee. It's in how you respond when someone cuts you off in traffic. It's in how you show up for your family and friends. It's in how you do your work, even when no one's watching. Every moment is an opportunity to reflect my love. Every interaction is a chance to point someone toward hope. Every day is a gift to live out the purpose I've placed within you. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to know the full plan. You just have to take the next step. Do the next thing. Love the next person in front of you. And trust that I'm weaving it all together into something beautiful. I want to talk about something that might be difficult to hear, but is crucial for your freedom. forgiveness. Maybe someone hurt you deeply, betrayed you, abandoned you, damaged you in ways that still affect you today. And you've been carrying that pain, that anger, that resentment like a weight you can't put down. I understand. I know what it's like to be betrayed by someone you trusted, to be hurt by people you loved, to be rejected and mocked and misunderstood. But I also know this: unforgiveness is a prison. It doesn't hurt the person who wronged you. It hurts you. It keeps you chained to the past. It prevents you from experiencing the freedom and healing I have for you. Forgiveness doesn't mean what they did was okay. It doesn't mean you have to trust them again or let them back into your life. It doesn't mean there are no consequences for their actions. Forgiveness means you're releasing them to me. You're choosing not to keep replaying the hurt, not to keep seeking revenge, not to let that wound define your life. It means you're trusting me to be the judge. You're trusting me to make things right in my way and in my timing. You're choosing freedom over bitterness. And here's the beautiful thing. When you forgive, you're not just setting them free. You're setting yourself free. Free from the constant replay of painful memories. Free from the energy drain of carrying anger. Free from the bitterness that was slowly poisoning your soul. This doesn't happen all at once. Forgiveness is often a process, not a single moment. There will be days when you have to choose it again. Days when the hurt resurfaces and you have to surrender it to me once more. But each time you choose forgiveness, you take another step toward healing. Another step toward the wholeness I have for you. And remember, I forgave you while you were still in your sin, before you asked for it, before you deserved it. Because my love isn't based on what you do, it's based on who I am. I'm asking you to extend that same grace to others, not in your own strength because you can't, but in mine. Let my forgiveness flow through you. Let my love transform your pain into compassion. As we move deeper into this night, I want to address something many people struggle with. Worry. You worry about tomorrow, about next week, about next year. You worry about your health, your finances, your relationships, your future. You lie awake at night, playing out worst-case scenarios in your mind. But I told my disciples something important. Do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. I didn't say that to minimize your concerns. I said it because I know something you sometimes forget. Tomorrow isn't here yet, and when it arrives, I'll be there too. You're trying to live tomorrow today. You're trying to solve problems that haven't happened yet. You're trying to prepare for situations you can't control. But I only give you grace for today, strength for today, wisdom for today. When tomorrow comes, you'll find that I've given you everything you need for that day too. But you can't access tomorrow's grace while you're still living today. So what do you do with your worries? You give them to me, one by one, as often as they arise. You cast all your anxiety on me because I care for you. I care about what keeps you up at night. I care about the what-ifs and the unknowns. I care about the situations that feel overwhelming and the problems that seem impossible. Bring them to me. Don't try to figure it all out on your own. Don't carry burdens I never intended you to carry. I am your provider, your protector, your problem solver, your peace. Trust me with your tomorrows. Focus on living well today and watch how I show up again and again with exactly what you need exactly when you need it. There's something else I need you to understand about my love for you. It's not just a feeling, it's a choice. a commitment, a covenant. I chose to love you, and that choice isn't dependent on your choices. When you're at your best and when you're at your worst, I love you the same. My love isn't like human love that comes and goes, that grows cold, that has limits. My love is eternal, unchanging, unfailing. You cannot earn more of it. You cannot lose any of it. It simply is, constant as the sunrise, deeper than the ocean, higher than the heavens. And this love isn't just for the idea of you or the version of you that you wish you were. It's for the real you, the one with flaws and fears and failures, the one who sometimes doubts and sometimes struggles and sometimes feels like giving up. I love that person, the real you, not who you pretend to be, not who you think you should be. You. I see all of you, the parts you show the world and the parts you hide, the successes and the failures, the noble intentions and the selfish moments, all of it. And I love all of it, all of you, because my love isn't a response to your worthiness. It's an expression of my nature. I am love, and I cannot be anything other than what I am. So stop trying to earn it. Stop trying to be good enough for it. Stop trying to make yourself worthy of it. Just receive it. Open your heart and let it in. Let it heal the broken places. Let it fill the empty spaces. Let it transform you from the inside out. As this night deepens, I want to speak to your weariness. Not just physical tiredness, though I care about that too, but the soul weariness that comes from trying too hard, carrying too much, running on empty for too long. You've been strong for so long. You've held it together when everything was falling apart. You've kept going when you wanted to quit. You've smiled through pain and powered through exhaustion. And now you're depleted, running on fumes, wondering how much longer you can keep this up. I see you. I see how tired you are. And I'm not asking you to try harder or do more or muster up strength you don't have. I'm inviting you to rest, real rest, the kind that goes deeper than sleep, the kind that restores not just your body but your soul. Come to me. Let me carry what you've been carrying. Let me hold what you've been holding. Let me shoulder the burdens that were never yours to bear alone. You don't have to have it all figured out tonight. You don't have to solve every problem or fix every situation. You don't have to be strong right now. You can be weak. You can be tired. You can be overwhelmed. And I'll be strong for you. There's a verse that says, "My power is made perfect in weakness." That doesn't mean weakness is bad. It means that when you reach the end of your own strength, you create space for my strength to work in you and through you. So stop fighting your limitations. Stop pretending you're fine when you're not. Stop trying to do everything in your own power. Lean on me. Let me be your strength. Let me be your hope. Let me be your peace. And rest, knowing that I've got you. I've always had you. And I'm not letting go. I want to tell you about the future I see for you. Not in terms of circumstances, those will come and go. But in terms of who you're becoming. I see you growing in love, learning to receive my love more fully and to give it more freely. I see you becoming more patient with yourself and with others, more compassionate, more willing to see people the way I see them, not as problems to fix, but as beloved children on their own journey. I see you learning to walk in freedom, breaking free from the chains of shame and guilt that have held you back, stepping out of the prison of people-pleasing and performance, discovering what it means to live from a place of acceptance rather than striving for approval. I see you developing deeper wisdom, Not the kind that comes from books alone, but the kind that comes from walking with me through both joy and sorrow. The kind that knows when to speak and when to be silent, when to act and when to wait, when to hold on and when to let go. I see courage growing in you. The courage to be honest about your struggles. The courage to ask for help when you need it. The courage to say no to what doesn't serve you and yes to what I'm calling you toward. The courage to be yourself instead of who everyone else thinks you should be. I see you learning to trust me more deeply. Not with the easy things. You've already learned to trust me with those. But with the hard things, the uncertain things, the things that don't make sense, the situations where you can't see how it's going to work out. And I see joy, real, deep, unshakable joy that doesn't depend on circumstances. Joy that comes from knowing you're loved, knowing you're not alone, knowing that your life has meaning and purpose. Joy that can coexist with sorrow because it's rooted in something deeper than temporary emotions. This is who you're becoming. Not overnight, not without struggle, but gradually, steadily, as you learn to walk with me day by day, moment by moment. And I'm patient with the process. I'm not in a hurry. I'm not frustrated by how long it takes. I see the end from the beginning, and I know that every step, even the ones that feel like backward steps, is part of your journey toward wholeness. Now, there's something I need to address that might be creating distance between us. It's the lies you believe about me. Maybe you think I'm angry with you, that I'm disappointed, that I'm keeping track of your failures and waiting for you to mess up again so I can punish you. Maybe you think my love has conditions, that it runs out if you sin too much or doubt too long or take too many steps away from me. Maybe you think I'm distant, untouchable, too holy to care about your small everyday struggles, too busy managing the universe to notice your individual pain. These are lies, and they're keeping you from experiencing the fullness of relationship with me. So let me tell you the truth. I'm not angry with you. My anger was satisfied at the cross. When I took on the punishment for every sin, yours included, my justice was fully met. There's no anger left for you, only love. I'm not disappointed in you. Disappointment comes from unmet expectations. But I knew exactly who you were when I chose you. I knew every mistake you would make, every time you would fall short, every moment you would struggle. And I chose you anyway. Not despite all of that, but knowing all of that. My love has no conditions. You can't earn more of it by being good. You can't lose any of it by being bad. It's not a commodity that runs out. It's an infinite fountain that never stops flowing. And I'm not distant. I'm closer to you than your own breath. I'm in the room with you right now. I'm aware of every thought in your head, every emotion in your heart, every need in your soul. Nothing about you is too small or too mundane for my attention. I care about the big things, yes, your salvation, your purpose, your eternal destiny. But I also care about the little things, the everyday struggles, the small joys, the quiet moments, the ordinary days. I care when you're anxious about a conversation you need to have. I care when you're tired and don't know how you'll make it through the day. I care when you're lonely, when you're overwhelmed, when you're confused about which direction to go. All of it matters to me because you matter to me. So stop believing the lies. Stop letting them create walls between us. Stop letting them rob you of the intimacy and peace and joy that I want you to experience. The truth will set you free. And the truth is that I love you with an everlasting love. Nothing can change that. Nothing can diminish it. Nothing can take it away. Let me speak now about something that might bring tears to your eyes. I see you. In a world where you often feel invisible, where you feel like just another face in the crowd, where you wonder if anyone truly knows you, I see you. I see the real you, the person behind the mask, the one who feels too much and thinks too deeply, the one who carries wounds no one knows about, the one who's afraid to show vulnerability because you've been hurt before. I see your efforts that go unnoticed, the sacrifices you make that no one acknowledges, the battles you fight in silence, the ways you show up and keep going even when no one's watching or applauding. I see your gifts and talents, the ones you're using and the ones you buried because you don't think they're valuable enough. I see the dreams you've tucked away because they seemed impossible. I see the potential in you that you can't see in yourself yet. I see your struggles, the addiction you're fighting, the fear you're battling, the depression that weighs on you, the anxiety that steals your peace. I see it all, and I'm not shocked or disappointed. I'm here, ready to help, ready to heal, ready to carry what's too heavy for you. I see the beauty in you, not just on the outside, but in your heart. The kindness you show even when you're hurting. The compassion you offer even when you receive none. The hope you hold on to when life feels dark. And when you look in the mirror and see only flaws. When you compare yourself to others and doubt your worth. I want you to know I see something completely different. I see my beloved child, my masterpiece, someone worth dying for, someone I delight in. You are seen, you are known, you are loved. Let that truth go deeper than any lie you've ever believed about yourself. Scripture calls me the Good Shepherd. Here's what that means for you. A good shepherd knows each sheep by name, who wanders, who's timid, who's bold, what each one needs. I know you the same way. Your strengths and weaknesses, your fears and hopes, your past and your future. A good shepherd protects his flock. He doesn't abandon them when danger comes. He stands between them and harm. I protect you. Not from every difficulty. Some struggles grow you. But from anything that would truly destroy you. A good shepherd provides. He leads his sheep to green pastures and quiet waters. I provide for you too, sometimes in ways you see, sometimes in ways you'll only understand later, but always for your good. A good shepherd searches for the one who wanders. He doesn't shame it. He lifts it onto his shoulders and carries it home rejoicing. When you wander, I come after you. I pursue you with joy, not judgment. You're not just one of the flock to me. You're the one I'd leave the 99 for. Now let me speak to what might be stirring in your heart. The future. You don't know what tomorrow holds. Uncertainty feels heavy, even frightening. But I hold your future. I'm already in your tomorrow, preparing the way. You're not walking into the unknown. You're walking toward me. It won't always be easy. Not every hope will unfold the way you imagine. But you'll never face anything alone. I'm working all things, even the hard things, for your good. My plans for you are not just acceptable, they are good. Some of my good plans lead you through difficult places, not to make you suffer, but to prepare you. Moses, Joseph, David, all went through seasons that felt confusing, but were necessary for their calling. The same is true for you. If this season is hard, it doesn't mean you're off track. It means you're being shaped for what's ahead. Trust my timing. Trust my wisdom. One day, you'll look back and see how I was carrying you even when you couldn't feel me. Let's talk about something else that weighs on your heart. Shame. Guilt says, I did wrong. Shame says, I am wrong. Shame convinces you to hide, to think you must fix yourself before coming to me. But I already know everything about you, the good and the broken, and I still call you mine. I came for the wounded, the imperfect, the ones who know they can't save themselves. Your shame doesn't push me away. Believing you must hide is what keeps you distant. Bring your shame to me. I already carried it to the cross. You don't need to pretend or clean yourself up. Come as you are and let me speak truth over you. And about comparison. You exhaust yourself measuring your life against others. Their success makes you feel behind. Their joy makes you question your own path. But comparison blinds you to the unique journey I designed for you. I didn't make you to be someone else. I made you to be you. Your gifts, your story, your purpose. Someone else's blessing doesn't diminish yours. Their light doesn't dim yours. There is room for everyone to shine. Remember this too. I am Emmanuel, God with you, not far away, not waiting for perfection. With you, right here, right now. With you in joy. With you in sorrow. With you in fear. With you when you feel me, and with you when you don't. My presence isn't dependent on your awareness. The sun still shines even when clouds hide it. And I'm still with you even when feelings fade. You are never alone. Not for a moment. Let me tell you one more story. A woman who had been bleeding for 12 years pushed through a crowd just to touch the edge of my garment. She was desperate, broken, isolated, and she believed that a single touch could heal her. When she touched me, she was instantly healed. But I stopped and asked, who touched me? Not because I didn't know, but because her faith mattered to me. And I called her daughter. Not unclean, not forgotten. Daughter. That's how I respond when you reach out to me. Even with trembling, imperfect faith. I feel it. I see you. You're never just one among many to me. As you rest tonight, let me speak a blessing over you. May you know deeply that you are loved because you are mine. May you release shame, worry, and burdens you were never meant to carry. May you see yourself through my eyes, not through your fears. May you walk in freedom from comparison, from striving, from the pressure to be perfect. May you find healing, hope, and peace that makes no sense except that it comes from me. May you learn to hear my voice in scripture, in wisdom, in stillness, and may you rest tonight knowing you are held. Tomorrow is new. My mercies are new every morning. You don't have to carry today's failures into tomorrow. Give the whole day to me, the good, the bad, all of it. Nothing in your life is wasted. Not the pain, not the waiting, not the unanswered prayers. I'm weaving all of it into something beautiful. Your story isn't over. You're being refined and strengthened in ways you don't yet see. Don't give up. Don't lose heart. I'm here. I'm working. I'm leading you forward one step at a time. Now close your eyes and rest. Let my words settle into your heart like seeds that will grow in their season. You are mine. You are loved. You are never alone. Sleep in peace, my beloved. I'll be here when you wake, and every day after that. You are always worth it. You are my beloved child, and I will love you forever. Rest now. Tomorrow is waiting, and so am I.